Hello again, and today I wanted to talk about managing your mental and physical energy during this challenging time. It's getting more and more difficult for us to stay physically fit with new restrictions coming out all the time. Some of us can't go outdoors, gyms are closed, and our sports have all stopped. So it's important to keep active as much as possible. And the more active we are physically and our energy is good physically, then we actually feel better mentally. So foundation to all of it is your physical energy. And when it comes to maintaining your physical energy, there's basically three main components. The first one is your nutrition, so your diet, what you're taking in each day, because essentially nutrition is fuel, right? So if you're eating well, then you'll perform well, then you'll have more energy to do things. So your nutrition should be good, your exercise, make sure you're keeping that body moving, keeping the heart pumping, keeping the blood flowing through the body, and last of all is your sleep and adequate rest. So I'm going to cover those three things today, and if you can take on one or two things, that'd be great to try to give you some tips to make a few changes and keep active and fit. So when it comes to your nutrition, some of us are working from home right now, and it makes it more and more challenging to keep regular patterns going on here. So as much as you can, try to stick to your normal eating habits. So having a healthy breakfast to start with to fuel the body and the brain so you can keep working and keep that glucose level nice and strong so your brain stays sharp. So starting your day well, instead of quickly having a coffee or a quick sugary snack for breakfast and then jumping behind the computer quickly, take your time to eat breakfast away from your computer and start your day well. And then your lunch break, take a nice lunch break. Again, if you can eat away from the computer, that'd be great, because research says that if you eat in front of the computer, you get hungry 20 minutes later because the brain hasn't registered that you've eaten. So trying to keep that ritual and habit up of eating away from your computer and eating your meal mindfully. And just in general, eating well, it's a chance that now if you're home more often, you'll have the temptation to graze and pick on food every little break you have. So just be careful of that. You're not grazing through the day, and just choose your meals at regular intervals and eat well and have healthy snacks in between. And the general rule for nutrition is if you've got the colours of the rainbow on your plate, you've got the nice healthy greens and reds and oranges and all the nice colours, chances are you're getting good nutrition. So to try to keep that up as much as possible, try to avoid shortcuts and sugary snacks and quick fixes as much as possible. Second one is exercise. It's getting more and more challenging for us to head outdoors and to go to gyms and do sports these days because of all the restrictions. So we have to get more creative. And I've seen some great things online these days. There's some yoga classes, there's exercise classes, there's personal trainers even doing their things online. So just trying to find ways to do that. If you can still head outdoors, please do. Go out for a morning walk. And going out for a morning walk is a great way to start the day. You start the day with a win before the day's even started. You've got your exercise going. But whatever it is that you do, aim for at least 30 minutes minimum of exercise per day. Get that blood pumping through the body, get the endorphins going, get the brain flooded with good energy and good movement, and obviously all the other benefits too with the heart and cardiovascular system. So keep moving whichever way you can. Dance around, do something just as long as you're moving that body as much as you can. And then when it comes to sleep, obviously this is paramount to your energy levels in all ways. Let's face it, if you don't get a good night's sleep, how are you going to perform the next day? How are you going to have that energy and capacity? And during this time now, there's a lot of blurred edges between work and home. So please make sure you're stopping work at a certain time. You're not working just before you go to bed and you're overstimulated before you go to bed, because chances are you won't sleep well. So a few tips to get your sleep going well is we're aiming for those 8 hours if we can. So going to bed a little earlier, reading a book, unwinding from the work and the day, spending some time just to unwind and read and fall asleep, and hopefully stay asleep for those 8 hours. But some other ways are just unwinding a little bit earlier of the evening. Turn off all your digital devices, turn off your computers, stop working a little earlier. It might be 8:30, it might be 9 o'clock or whatever it is for you, but just detach from all those digital devices and enter into the evening and wind down, whether it's putting on some soft music, whether it's reading a book, whether it's having a cup of herbal tea, or even doing a meditation before bed. That'll all help you and set you up for sleep. And try to stick to those same regular sleeping patterns and waking up at the same time for work the next day or whatever it is you have to do the next day. So those three things, as best you can, just think about it yourself. Which ones are you lacking right now? Thinking about your nutrition, is that slipping a little bit? What can you do? What's one thing you could do to stay healthy, nutrition-wise? Think about your exercise. Is that slipping? Obviously, with all the restrictions, it's getting harder. What can you do? How can you be creative to move the body for 20 to 30 minutes a day, every single day? And when it comes to your sleep and you're winding down at night, what can you do better? If you can write down one of each of them, it's a great start to anchor that into your rituals, into your day, and stay healthy and manage your energy every day. Because mentally, if we want mental clarity and focus and performance, we have to be physically strong. And when it comes to managing your mental energy, as much as possible, try to take breaks. Try to take regular breaks for the day, especially if you've got back-to-back Zoom meetings or some sort of virtual meetings. It can be quite tiring staring at a screen all day. So just take some breaks, so adequate rest, slot out 15 minutes between meetings. Take your time, maybe even a little breathing exercise, some meditation. Taking 10 minutes for meditation would be great. Just taking those little breaks whenever you can through the day instead of staring at a screen for many hours, because we don't have the stimulus of our work friends and our colleagues chatting with us. We're always looking at a screen, so be careful of that and be mindful of that. So hopefully there's some good tips in there for you. Being mindful of your energy, essentially managing your physical and mental energy right now, very important, so we can come out the other end of this still feeling strong, healthy and fit. Take care everybody, good luck and stay positive.